So let me give you a scenario and you tell me what that is, okay? Sunday morning, you hear the doorbell or you hear the knock, knock, knock. You look outside, there are two well-dressed men standing in the front of the door. What are they? Who are they? What's that?
Mormons.
The Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses, yes. What do they do there? What do they do? They knock on your door for. What do they do there? They come there and just say, hey, good morning, have a good day.
Spread the good news.
They spread the good news, okay? And what the whole purpose, what do they try to do? They convert you. They want you to become part of them, right? I give you a good one to answer them, okay? From now on, you don't have to run away from them anymore. Like good Catholics, we run away from problems. We see them and we run away. I give you a good one. You tell them, you stand there, you listen to them, and you agree everything they say. And then at the end, you ask them, I have one question for you. One question. You really mean 144,000? I said, what do you mean? I said, you really mean there's only 144,000 can go to heaven, right? Is that what you really meant? Right? That's what they believe. And they will tell you, yes, that's what we believe. And tell them this. You tell them that if I were you, I would be walking from one door to another and tell them and convert them and bring them into the church. I would go right back to my church and I tell them and I convince them to leave the church. And they would ask you why. I say because the more people leave the church, it increases my chance to get in. Am I right? If I have to compete with a few billion people out there, I wouldn't go out and convince people to come in and compete with me. I'm going to tell them to leave so that I have to compete with less people. And then as they walk off your house, they would turn around and tell them, by the way, I'm Catholic, so there's no limit. Come back anytime. Come back anytime.
Amen.
You see, that's what Jesus tells us in today's gospel. He said, here I am. Just knowing that I am the vine doesn't help the branches. The branches, in order to blossom, have to what? To be connected with the vine. Knowings and doings are two different things. We tell that to our children. No, you tell that to your children. I didn't tell it to my children. I got none. But would you tell that to your children? When you tell them to do something, they say, I know, Mom. And what do you tell them? Then why don't you do it? You see, knowing that Jesus is a vine is one thing versus doing what we're supposed to do. We have to connect to that vine. Are there reasons why people don't want to connect to that vine? Probably because it's sometimes not very convenient. Sometimes because of things that I don't like. Some things because it doesn't fit my culture of life. But Jesus said, please, please connect to me. You will bear fruit. Because the branch came out from the vine because the vine wants it. Just like God created you and me to be good. And He doesn't want us to be burned, be chopped down. He doesn't want it. So I'm here today, my friend. I have one thing to ask you. Please allow God to be the vine. You can connect to Him. Up there, low here, doesn't matter where. But don't ever leave it. Don't ever. Remember what happened to Thomas a few weeks ago when he was not there with the group. Remember that? He said, I ain't going to believe. I don't see nothing. Well, it's your problem, boys. You didn't see nothing because you wasn't there. What you expecting to see? Many times when we separate ourselves away from the community of faith, and then we wonder why my faith is not that strong. Wow, because we're not connecting to the Father. I sometimes when I go with the youth group, sometimes, you know, when we do a camping or a bonfire, I normally, you know, take a few of the charcoal and I just take them out. He said, Father, what you doing? I said, to see how long will it last. And that's the point I sometimes tell them. If you separate yourself, number one, you don't give heat, a lot of them. And number two, you die faster than anybody else. So my dear friends, bear fruit. This is how my Father being glorified, that you bear fruit. And you and I cannot bear fruit unless we stick together, and more important, we stick to the vine, because we are just the branches. And talking about that, I am grateful for many branches that we have here in this church and sticking together. You saw last week the side of the church came up. We put it there Thursday of last week, so 10 days from now, I have 9 people already stop by and ask if this is a Catholic church. And they even asked me if we just bought the church. They don't even know we exist yet. They asked me, did you guys just move in from somewhere? I said, yes, we just moved up down from heaven. I didn't say that, but now we become visible sign that people know that we are Catholics here. Now we need to bear fruit. We have to live a life. We have to do them so people see that. And that's some of the things that we John's and Britt Millers have done beautifully on that. And this afternoon, the door of the day chapel, you saw it change. The beautiful stained glass window was put in this afternoon. Not to this week, but next week, we will do the May crowning. So after the Mass, I will come out there, and I invite all of you after all the Masses, we come out there. We will do the May crowning, and we will bless the door and the side of the church as well. So whatever you do next week, don't leave, you know, immediately after church. Within 10 minutes, we come out there together as a family of faith, and we do the May crowning. We bless both of the door of the day chapels and the side of the church. And I am, as one of the branches here, I am grateful that we stick together. And Mike told me today, he said, well, Father, you haven't been here for a year yet. It seems like you've got a field project going on. And John Westmeyer said, don't give him any more ideas. Because I've got a lot of ideas, you know that's bad, isn't it? But I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve, for us to continue to bear fruit. And that we glorify Jesus, Father, who is also our